everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. Today we are gonna do an everyday fall makeup look. I'm really excited. If you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. I am quite cozy today, which I feel like is very fitting. I'm wearing my clothes over bro shirt. I got it from Etsy because I love One Tree Hill. Been loving the podcast too, if you like One Tree Hill and you haven't listened to that yet. I also have a fall mug. Look how cute that is from Target. It was $3 and I have Diet Pepsi in it because I'm dressed so cozy, and if I have something warm in here, because we're in the tropics, I will overheat. I wanted to do just a really simple fall makeup look today, and I had been wanting to do this since October, but as you guys know, things got really busy, and then it kind of struck me last week. I was, oh my gosh, we're almost done with November, so I better get this video filmed because I really wanted to do it. It was one I was really looking forward to. So I feel like I have a pretty good mix in this video of drugstore products and high-end products. I tried to lean a little bit more drugstore just to make it a little more everyday affordable, but some products are just staples in my routine, so I just wanted to be honest about what I would really use in an everyday makeup look. So surprise, surprise, we're starting with the e.l.f. Matte Poreless Putty Primer, just in the T-zone. I'm like recovering from a little bit of a breakout, as you can see, but it's definitely getting better, which is good. And then also, as usual, I have my Smashbox Primerizer Plus for the outer perimeters of the face. Now, what I love about fall and winter is that it gives you an excuse for fuller coverage, which I honestly like all year round, but I do think a little bit more matte and I do think a little bit more full coverage. But I think, again, I have a good balance of glowy and matte products, and I'm not going too full glam because, like I said, this is an everyday kind of look, especially for me. This is what I would do. I know I've been using this a lot, but this is honestly what I would use for everyday. It's the IT Cosmetics CC Cream in Fair Light. We're just gonna see how that goes for now. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I really need to clean my brushes, but once again, this is real life. This is reality. I'm actually feeling super cozy today because it is a day off of work for me. When I'm filming this, it's Veterans Day, so there's no school. So I'm feeling extra cozy. I didn't sleep that well last night though. This is great for just like spreading product around quickly and getting fuller coverage. And then I like to take my sponge and just go over it. I'm like checking my shoulder for makeup. I'm like, it's hard to get makeup on this. So I might be going to the gym after that I film this video. I may be going to the gym in a full face of everyday makeup, or I might take this off. My husband asked me last night, he's like, you want to go to the gym tomorrow? I was like, sure. And in my mind I was like, well, I really want to film that video. I always get up earlier than him, so I always film in the morning. Okay, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more on the areas where I am having those breakouts. So like just my cheek area, right here, right here. Like I said, I want to keep it pretty light and simple today. When I'm fuller glam, I'll do a little bit more layers, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna wipe off the lips. Makeup on my lips really irritates me. And then I'm gonna prep the lips with this. I'm kind of still testing this out, so I don't have really full thoughts on it yet, but it's the MAC. Is it Prime and Fine? Prep and Prime, just to get ready for a lipstick. It is nice. It's not the most moisturizing thing in the world, but it does feel nice. All right, so now I'm gonna go into brows. I'm gonna be using two different brow shades from the CoverGirl Microfine brow pencils. I'm gonna be using Soft Blonde, which I use all over, and then I'm gonna be going in with Soft Brown just to kind of define a little bit more. I usually use Honey Brown for this, but I ran out yesterday and I had that Soft Brown shade, so I was like, I should really use it. I'm in a stage of like wanting to shop my stash more and trying to use things up before we go on our honeymoon. If you like a really diffused soft brow look and you have similar brows to mine, the Soft Blonde actually works really well. Like you could just leave it like this if you wanted. That seems fairly even to me. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, this is every day. So now I'm gonna take that some soft brown shade and just kind of fill in really lightly and then kind of spoolie through them to make it a little bit more diffused. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this Morphe eyelid primer in the shade Translucent to just prime my eyelids. I'm someone that always has to prime eyelids because my eyelids are, well, for one thing, my eyes are really small. And for another, my eyelids are really oily. So mascara tends to be pretty tricky for me too. If I was gonna use something with glitter or shimmer, I'm not gonna use any shimmer today on the eyes. I would use something with a little bit more pigment to it, like the Anastasia one is more, puts a white all over your lid to kind of prep it for the pigment to kind of pop a little bit more, but I think this one's good for just every day. I've been having trouble with dry eyelids, you guys. I feel like I need a good eye cream. Okay, now I'm gonna use a really pretty drugstore palette actually for fall. It's actually the only drugstore palette that I own, but I love it. It's the Nudes of New York palette, and it's very well loved, as you can see. But like I said, I'm not gonna do anything shimmery. I'm literally gonna go with just mattes, because I've really been loving the simple matte eye look as part of my everyday fall routine. And we're actually going to be using more of these more olivey type of tones. So I'm going to go all over the lid with this shade Artist. And on the other side. And then in the crease, I'm going to go in with this shade here, a little more olivey, Heroine. I just wish that that palette had a mirror. That would be nice. Other side. And then I'm going to go into the outer corner with this Self-Starter shade. So it's looking a little bit patchy, but it's because my eyelids are dry. So trust me, I've used this formula for a long time and it's a really good formula. But the outer corner is looking a little patchy because that's where I'm having that dryness. Leave your tips below on how to combat that. And then what I've liked doing is just going back in with that same brush we used for the crease and just barely has any product left over on it. But I kind of just like to go back through and blend again. I think I also want to go in and add a little bit more of that Artist shade over top just to lighten it just a little bit. With a little bit more of a dense brush, just really softly. And then back in with that brush we used in the crease. And then doing the same thing, taking that outer corner brush and just going over it again just to help blend. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what I've been loving more than anything is that matte eye look, but with a thick wing. I don't know, I just love it. So we're gonna take my NYX Epic ink. This is what I always use no matter what look I'm doing to make a thick wing. Okay, I think that seems fairly even. It's never perfect, but I think that's good enough. Okay, I have not forgotten about concealer. I'm gonna take my Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is one of my favorites for every day. And I like to do this after I do my eyeshadow just because it can get creasy for me with having to pull at my skin and stuff, which I know is bad, to do the liner. And then I actually like to take this Flower Beauty Light Illusion too, and it's a little bit lighter just to lighten it up a tiny, tiny bit. I literally just put like a dot of this. And then I take this brush from Rare Beauty. Don't worry, we're gonna blend it out with a sponge. Again, I kind of just like to distribute the product with the brush first. I just love how smooth that looks, but it also brightens things up, you know? And then I'm gonna take my favorite, number 7 Lift and Illuminate, also very well loved for underneath the eyes. And I'm gonna define the lower lash line a little bit more by going back into this Nudes of New York palette and going in with Heroine and Self-Starter on the lower lash line. I think that makes all the difference with a look like this, like a fall look. Now I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, just set the face. You can use less or more of this to mattify or keep the glow a little bit more, because this It Cosmetics CC Cream can be on the glowier side depending on the products that you use, but I want to go a little bit more matte because this is fall. Always have to brush it off. I know how people use that powder and like get it everywhere. Now I'm going to go in with a bronzer that's going to complement the eye look, and I'm going to go in with the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 200. I love this stuff. It's been one of my favorites for years and years. I feel like this is the bronzer too that got me into drugstore bronzers, and now that's mostly what I use. I feel like there's some really good drugstore bronzers out there. I love the life that bronzer brings to your face. I always bring it around the sides of the neck too, just to kind of help blend everything in. And now you could use more of a matte blush if you want to keep it matte, but because we have a lot of matte going now, I want to go in with the matte Glow Play blush in Blush Please. This is one of my favorites for every day, and it's a cream to powder formula. So it's nice because it does have a glow, but because it eventually dries down to a powder, it's not like too glowy if you have oily skin, because I can lean more towards oily. It just kind of depends. And I'm gonna let that glow kind of be the focal point, so I'm not gonna add any highlight, but I am gonna use some setting spray. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay All Nighter. I like to do this before my mascara. I feel like this just also helps blend everything together. And then I'm gonna take the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I like this, but honestly, I feel like you could get something similar at the drugstore. I'm just using it to use it up at this point. But I'm gonna set the brows. I always do that after setting spray also. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that after I do setting spray, I also like to add another matte kind of topper on top of my eyeliner. I'm a big eyeliner person, so I'm gonna use the Milani Stay Put liquid liner. And now we're really gonna bring everything together with mascara. I love the Maybelline Snap Mascara because it's one of the few mascaras I found that does not smudge on me. It's more separating than volumizing. We're not gonna do fake lashes today because again, I wanted to keep it more everyday, but you certainly could if you wanted to amplify the look a little bit. I actually like how this looks a lot. I think it looks really simple, effortless. You look more put together. It's very fall, but you still need lipstick, right? So I'm gonna go in with a matte lipstick because again, fall to me screams matte. So I'm gonna go in with this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. I love this, and this is in Whipped Caviar. I thought something a little more pinky would complement the eye look. So we're gonna go in with the Revlon matte lipstick in Untold Stories. I really like this stuff. Again, if you wanted to go in with something darker, you certainly could, but I think this complements the eye look really well. Very everyday, like I said, very effortless, super pretty, I love it. You could go out in this or you could just hang out at home, which I think is what I'm doing today. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, I hope you'll hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys, bye.